What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Probably a bunch of you guys already noticed what's happening in the game. We have a guaranteed event to get Inquisitor Shamael. So if you have 25 Void Shards, at the 25th, you're gonna be able to get the champion. You know how the events work. We had plenty of them so far. Now, we had no idea that this event was going to be a thing. And it just kind of came out of nowhere. I actually saw it on Twitter while I was at the gym, and I was like, okay, that's a bit of a surprise, a bit of a nasty thing. But hey, if you don't have a champion to help you with the Hydra clan boss, he's definitely the best option out there. Now, the main idea with him, guys, is the Deterrence Mastery got nerfed. The Cheese team kind of got killed. It doesn't work as it used to before. That doesn't mean that you cannot use Inquisitor Shamael. My concern with this champion was honestly that they're gonna nerf him, and that's gonna be bad. Now, they changed the mastery instead. Do I agree with any sort of nerfs? Not really, but I feel like it's better the way they took it over than nerfing the champion. Now, in his passive right here, the thermometer should be going to each ally that has the fear removed. What happens is going only to the lead champion. I thought that they're gonna change that, honestly, but seems like they haven't went on that path for some reason. I still don't understand why. So basically, he's still boosting the thermometer of the lead. Now, the good part about him is that as soon as somebody lands fear on your champion, he instantly removes it, okay? So that fear does not stay on your champion, not even for 1 second, okay? So that is very, very important, because a lot of time it can mess you up depending on what sort of other champions you are using in your team. Why do I think he's one of the best options? He does bring a second thing to the table. Damage, okay? So the more buffs he has, the more defense he will ignore. You don't need to give him Savage, guys. And he'll be dealing tons of damage. He's gonna help you to release the champion that's getting devoured from the belly of the beast. That's kind of like the reason why I still think he is one of the best champion to go in there and deal with fear. Now, I have him built on a Relentless and a Speed set. I have him built for damage with a bit of survivability. You definitely don't want to lose this champion. You don't want him to die before the rest, because that can mess you up pretty bad. Total stats on him: 35k HP, 3.9k attack, 2.2k defense, 227 speed, full crit rate, 254 crit damage. I'm actually considering in dropping the attack chest piece for a defense one or a HP one, just to give him more survivability. I gave him a blood shield ring just to make sure he's always gonna have an extra buff on himself to deal more damage in the longer run. That's kind of like the whole idea behind it. Masteries, I actually have War Master on this one. You can get Giant Slayer. A lot of people are saying that Giant Slayer procs with a counter attack. I think I've seen it proccing. This might be my old Inquisitor Shamael. I never changed the masteries on him, seems like. But, or actually I changed them, but I haven't gave him Giant Slayer for some reason. I don't know. You can still get deterrence on him, okay? You can still get deterrence on the rest of the champions that you are planning to use in the same comp with Inquisitor Shamael. If you're not using Shamael, you don't want to have deterrence on the rest of your champions, because they're gonna counter attack and they're gonna get feared before they're gonna get their turn, and that's gonna mess up your entire rotation. So just quickly to make a demonstration here, guys. Sorry, don't know what's happening with the game. It's so laggy, it takes you in all the different places. So if we're going at the Hydra, I still gotta do my Brutal and my Hard key. Let's just go in Hard, for example. So I'm gonna put it in a team like this, just to give you an idea of what it happens still after the nerf. It's still a very good champion. So if you do have the shards, guys, and you care about getting the loot from Hydra, you want to get the champion from Hydra, which is gonna be super powerful, I would strongly suggest you to open the 25 Void Shards and get it. Now, if you don't have the shards, unfortunately, it's not going to be a different way to get him at the moment, unless you're getting lucky to summon him. So you see counterattack. He is boosting the thermometer of the lead still, but not enough to make sure that the Hydra heads, they won't be getting a turn. What's happening here is that we are dealing more damage on that head with him as well. So that helps us. You see a War Master proc right there. That helps us to kill it faster. So that means that we're gonna be safer in that way, you know. Let's increase the speed. Land one hit there. You see, we're still going. And some of the champions might counterattack, and it's fine with deterrence. They don't need to take a turn to counterattack. We're not running a squishy team like the cheese team, so it's not a problem for us. We can still have the deterrence mastery, still get a counterattack here and there, deal a bit of extra damage, kill that head a bit faster, and deal with the rest afterwards. It's still viable as long as your team has survivability. I was specified before, me and another clanmate, we didn't just use a broken team that's in terms of broken like squishy, you know, like butter team. We actually had a pretty tanky team. Now I don't have attack up on this team at the moment because I haven't really designed it just for Shamael. But if I would have attack up, will be 3 buffs, and I'll be dealing tons and tons of damage on that enemy. Once the head is decapitated, I can actually get up to like, I don't know, 100 plus K per hit. So that's almost 500,000 but with using one time his skill. Since he's in Relentless, I'm gonna get to rotate that skill more often. I could put him, for example, on a reflex set, and just to have that skill coming in more often as well. But up to you what sort of sets you have. You don't need to use any of these speed sets, whatever, but don't use Savage because that's gonna be kind of like a waste, you know. If we are bringing, for example, I almost clicked on M Battle. If we are bringing Doom Priest, okay? Doom Priest to Hanorach are amazing as well to deal with fear. The only thing with those, for example, if you don't have Shamael, you want to have the rest of your team to go after her. So she needs to go first every single time, no matter what. If no, everything's going to get messed up. So if I'm going to find her right here, if you're putting in Rector Dread, because she's just there, Duchess, you're not going to have it enough. Even if you increase the duration of buffs, you're still not going to have that perfect well enough. Rector Dread is dependable of having full HP, full heal on the entire team. Sometimes it's not going to happen. That's going to mess you up. With Duchess, is on for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. And it's harder to keep that perfect veil up. So you will be getting feared regardless. If you're using the fusion champion, the same situation like we had with Duchess, you know. So with Doom Priest, if we have counterattack masteries on my team, hopefully one of them is gonna proc, just so I can give you guys an idea. Okay. Okay, we got a fear. She didn't win first because I had Kaimar going a bit faster, seems like. I can actually put that, it doesn't matter. Maybe now I'm getting a counterattack from somebody. We got a fear, you see. Okay, counterattack. Let's just say she was not taking her turn just yet. She should be taking her turn now, but she just counterattacked before. She's feared, and I cannot cleanse her with Doom Priest. That's why Shamael is still better, because that fear never lands on your team. That's kind of like the idea that I wanted to present to you guys, to make you understand that Inquisitor Shamael is still the GOAT, okay? Still the GOAT. If you have the shards to get it because you might regret it later on, since we don't have that many champions to deal with this mechanic. The rotation might change next time, but we still don't have tons of champions prepared for this specific mechanic, you know? Even though it gets ignored, True Fear, Perfect Veil, etc. is a pain in the ass to deal on the Hydra. So that was all for this video, guys. I just wanted to give you an idea if Inquisitor Shamael is still worthy for your account. He might be good for your second team, he might be good for your third team. Since you need 3 teams to do it, definitely not a bad option. And stay tuned, because most probably in the future we'll be having a guaranteed Royal Guard from Ancient Shards, or maybe from Sacred Shards. At least I hope so, because he is the real meta for the end game, for the higher difficulties. That was all for this video, guys. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Much love. Peace.